Welcome to the Omega Studio News you can use. Welcome to the Omega Studio News. I'm your host, Kareem Clemons. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for following me right here, right now. This is the Omega Studio News and Talk Show T. Today is the last Saturday, March the 28th, 2020, and these are your stories. I'm going to start with some breaking news because right now I believe that everybody right now is on quarantine, and we are definitely facing a dilemma right now when it comes to these numbers. Right now, we're going to go to the John Hopkins. Uh, we're going to go to the John Hopkins resource, which I've been taking you guys there this every time I've been going live because these numbers are very, very critical, and it is at a staggering 115,547 with the United States. Okay, let's go there right here, right now. I believe, again, this is very important for us to look at and for us to follow these numbers. Okay, so if you guys can take a look at this with me right here, right now. We can see right here that the United States is number one on the chart. Okay, the United States is number one on the chart. We at 115. Okay, I just want to focus on the United States right now. Okay, take a look at this map. We are fully across the board, and we can see that the eastern side of the United States is filled with red, as we can see right here, right now. It is very, very unfortunately that we are now seeing more cases than we can ever imagine. And why are we seeing cases like this, people? My opinion is this: is if you look at this, if you look at these numbers, this is my opinion. Okay. My opinion is this. When it was in this is what I'm going to say. First of all, we didn't start this whole social distancing until March, right? The whole social distancing, the whole quarantine, we didn't start this until March, okay? And this was way back out in January. December, January. Matter of fact, it was back out in 2019 because if you guys notice or know that the COVAX stands for coronavirus disease, and 19 is 19 the year. So 2019. We're in 2020. When we come into this is my opinion. This is what everybody probably have something different. But if you look at one of my videos prior to this, I showed a newspaper clipping that someone had shared on social media, and on the side corner, right with the breaking news where Kobe Bryant had died in the plane crash with his daughter and the other people, right there on that side article, it had said that the coronavirus, China was looking for a vaccine, but if you looked at the numbers, it said that there was 1,000 and something cases worldwide, but in the United States, it was appearing to be 100 and something cases. The government did not do anything in January. The government did not do anything in partial February. That's when we've been seeing all this in March. And we are now at the end of March, and now we're looking at a number, again, the numbers going to 115,547 cases in the United States of America. And then we look at, okay, well, China is at 81,999. Okay, and it started there as the president said the Chinese disease or it came from China. But now we're seeing it here in the United States. Okay, that's 115,547. And right now, all the mayors, the governors, everybody is saying that, our city is going to be next. You got Louisiana, you have Boston. I shared some information on social media where the people in the hospitals were testing positive, the doctors was testing positive. I do have a story that I do want to share right on social media where they had said a doctor who is at the front line texted his wife and said that he was okay, and then turn around, he died from the coronavirus. I'm going to take you to that information once when I see that it is available. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to take you to this information where a New York nurse, not doctor, I'm sorry, a New York nurse on coronavirus front line dies from COVID 19 after texting his sister. Okay, let's get the story right. His sister, I'm okay. Okay, so I do want to share this information because I think, again, the people who are at the front lines of this disease, virus, need to be tested as well. Okay, because they're treating, but they're, I don't know if they're getting tested. But again, a lot of stories that I've been seeing, a lot of family members were saying that their husband, their wife, their sister, their brother are on the front lines as being the provider for those who are affected by the COVID 19 or infected with COVID 19. They are treating them. But then when they come home, it's like, you know, my kids, my spouse, are we going to get it? So I'm going to take you to this story right here where, again, a nurse, again, we're going to say it says a nurse. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is a nurse. I want to share this story right here. A nurse who definitely, we're going to go to the story here. A nurse has said in New York, right? Nurse has said in New York, a nurse at the front line battling the corona pandemic in New York has died from complications from the virus. This is the man right here. This is the nurse right here. Okay? This is the nurse right here who was at the front line of this and apparently died from this deadly disease. You understand? And again, he said, okay, so Mount Sinai West Emergency Room nurse 48 died Tuesday after fighting COVID 19, the disease caused by the new coronavirus. His sister had told the New York Times that her brother had asthma but was otherwise well. And again, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're seeing this, is it okay or is it right for any healthcare provider who is dealing with secondary medical problems, asthma, chronic, whatever problems? Because nurses and doctors are not perfect, so they may have underlying diseases as well. So is it okay for them to step back from this? Because as much help we need for fighting this, is it okay for them to step back and look at the situation more serious? Because again, this story here, definitely a nurse here, and he had asthma, and she said that he died from disease. So he texted and he said, you love your nephew well. You have always been my role model. There is so much I want the world to know about you, and I have an incredible, undesirable plan along with you. You made the world better, she wrote. Okay? And again, this doctor right here from Mount Sinai, RN nurse, there we go, nurse, passed away. And again, in New York City has been at least 32,112 confirmed COVID-19 cases as of Thursday evening, leading to at least 365 unknown deaths. And at one point, they were saying that in one day, 100 people died. Okay, so again, this social distancing is very important when it comes to fighting this disease. However, this is what the government is saying. Now we know today is Saturday. We have Sunday, and then we have Monday, which would be the 15th day that the government had said that we will be on the whole quarantine, self quarantine or isolation. That's coming up on. How you doing, Daquan? It is coming up on Monday. So my thing is this: once when people have already social distanced themselves, once when they social distance themselves, and then we figure, okay, April's here, April's right around the corner, and then May. We know that the essential businesses are the only businesses that are open. As far as the grocery store, as far as the pharmacies, right? So we know that they're open, and we know that people are in the hospitals, and we know that people are there to assist because they're essential business. However, we do see people who are going outside. We see people who are in the parks. We see people now. When I was looking at some of the people in the parks, it did look like people were practicing social distancing by being away from each other. But again, the United States, me, you, I mean, this is something new for us, okay? We weren't born into social distancing. We were born into being around people and, living our best life. But unfortunately, it has come to this term where we have to social distance ourselves because of the COVID. So again, this story right here is a nurse who technically, had asthma. He was fine, and then next thing you know, he passed away. And this is just one individual out of the 365 individuals who passed away from the COVID virus, the COVID disease, the virus, coronavirus disease. Okay. So again, we want to be very, very vigilant when it comes to the COVID disease, okay, coronavirus, okay. I just want to say to everybody, just continue to protect you and your family, okay, because that's what's important, okay. I also want to clear up some more information that I listened to this morning, I watched this morning, and I kind of didn't agree with certain information that a lot of people were saying on their social media live. Now, first of all, the coronavirus is not airborne. Okay, the coronavirus is not airborne, ladies and gentlemen. It's not airborne. Okay, the coronavirus is a virus that are on surfaces, okay, and people can get it through sneezing and coughing on people, which is droplets. Okay, droplets, it could be passed on to someone, like how you would have the flu or if you have the cold. So I see people continuing to wear the mask. Now I see more people wear a mask and more people wearing gloves. Like I actually seen a man eating pizza with his gloves on. Like that was just totally disgusting. He was eating pizza with his gloves on. Okay. The mask, people, the CDC says that you don't have to wear a mask in public. It's not airborne. Okay. I was listening to some people on their lives this morning. They were saying that it was airborne. Stop misleading information to people. Stop telling people that the coronavirus is airborne. Okay. When you wear that mask on your face, it's for two reasons. Number one is that you're sick. and that you don't want to pass your stuff to other people. Or number two is you're in close proximity to people, but if we're practicing social distancing, then the 6 feet away from each other, there's no need for you to have a mask on. And then not only that, the mask that you have on, the surgical mask that you have on, is not even the proper mask to wear. Okay, they're saying that that mask is literally supposed to be changed every 10, 20 minutes. Because technically, if you're wearing that mask on your face, you're covering your nose, you're covering your mouth. The mask is damp from your spit and your saliva, is damp. And then they said that when the mask is damp, okay, it gives the virus more, even if you was next to someone or surfaces, or you touched a surface that the virus is on, and then you touch the mask, you're more now prone to getting it because the mask is not changed. I'm sure when you left out your house early this morning, you did not bring 3 or 4 masks to change, just like you don't change your gloves. People are not doing this. And people can still get sick like that with wearing a mask. So when you go out in public and you don't plan on being out in public for that long, you could take the mask off. But if you plan on being in public for that long, you should bring you like 2 to 3 masks so you could change it, just like 2 to 3 pairs of gloves, so you could change your gloves so you don't have to either transmit it to your face from the gloves, your food to the gloves, your phone to the gloves, from the gloves, okay? Because your gloves still have the virus or the disease on it if it was so much in the area that you was at, okay? Another information that came in from social media is that they said that the president of the United States was going to quarantine 3 states: New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Now, bad enough, we already have states that are not accepting any flights into their states. And if they are accepting any flights from their states, you must go into a 14-day quarantine. Even if you are in quarantine in whatever city that authorized a quarantine, it's not a mandated quarantine. But if you come into their state, that's what they're saying, you have to go into quarantine. So, for example, if you're going from New Jersey or New York to Florida, you have to 14-day quarantine. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I think by April, May, June, we're going to be living in a whole different era if we're going to get back to the society we was once living, okay? And right now, if we're telling everybody to stay in the house, we're telling everybody don't go outside, we tell everybody all this, but then you're saying that stopping the spread of the virus, but ladies and gentlemen, the virus is already here. We can't see the virus. It's invisible to us. We can't see it, okay? So when April, May, June pass by, we practice the social distancing, ain't nobody going outside, all essential businesses are closed, okay? And now what? There is no vaccine and there is no cure. So they ask, well, how do we determine if the disease has been eradicated? Well, we can't determine if the disease has been eradicated because we can't see it. And we don't know if, just because the numbers slow down doesn't mean that, all these businesses are closed. They was closing during the time that the coronavirus was surfacing. Okay, they were closing in the midst of the coronavirus. They closed their business. Now, again, we don't see, or I have not seen these places that should be mandated. That should be mandated. If anything, if you want to mandate something, President of the United States, you should mandate all businesses. If you are closed, at least clean your business at least once or twice a week if they're closed. The reason why I'm saying that is because you don't know if somebody who had the virus was in your state of business, then you closed it, because they said essential areas or essential businesses must close, and then you close it, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, businesses are open because they so-called eradicated the disease or is slowed down, and then you reopen it, and then what happens? You got people going right back into your business, and then what happens? It's not clean. Could it possibly resurface again? I'm just saying. Because we're doing all this social distancing, we're doing all this stay at home, we're doing all this close the businesses, but ain't nobody saying anything about how, really, really that this is going to stop. Like, we're supposed to stop our daily life because of the coronavirus, because it spreads. Again, I keep bringing this up, and I will keep bringing it up. When we have the flu or we had the cold, we know that we had to wash our hands and sanitize our hand and sneeze in our arms and cough in our arms and cover our mouths and sneeze in the tissue. We all know that. We know we have to wash the surfaces, clean our house. We don't need the government to tell us that. That's why they had these products out on the shelves so we can go and buy it. Bleach, Fabulosis, Mr. Clean, okay, wipes. These are things that were available for us before the government is telling us to do this stuff. And then everybody want to go ahead and say, hey, listen, we got to go to the store and we have to buy all this stuff so we can do this. We got to go and buy masks. We got to go buy gloves. We got to buy all this stuff because the government is telling us to do this. And then again, when this stuff is done and we don't know when, they talking about opening up before Easter. Some of the country before Easter, they're talking about putting quarantine states. It's just a mess, people. And again, my opinion, why do we see so many numbers is because we were late getting the information. We were late doing all this. If anything, we should have started doing this in December. If they want to say COVID-19, 2019, we should have been doing this in 2019. And the government should have had told us in January of 2020. So we could have been ready. And some people were saying, well, how come some of these hospitals weren't ready when after September 11th? Okay, that's because, well, opinion-wise, I believe because they probably think that something like this probably will never happen again. Even with the September 11th, they say, okay, well, it happened. Ain't no more planes going to be flying against anything, so we're going to prevent that. But this is I'm not going to say, let me get the words right. This is a medical warfare. This is a medical warfare that is now in our country, and it is killing people left and right and is infecting people within the thousands, according to the Johns Hopkins that we have just seen right here on the show. Okay. So again, people, if we're going to be giving information out to people, let's help each other, not just by social distancing, but giving the correct and right information and not mislead people on information that's not true. It's false. Again, you cannot catch coronavirus through the air. That's in case then the whole United States will be on quarantine and no essential business and nothing will be open. So it is not airborne. It's not airborne. The coronavirus is not airborne, ladies and gentlemen. So stop telling people that. Because that just, boils my blood when people start to get information. They're like, did you hear that? They said this, they said that. No. It's not true. Right now, we're going to go to the CDC. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. Please like if you like, please share if you share, or if you can, subscribe, or if anything, please inform each one while we're on this quarantine that, this is serious. Okay, this is very, very serious, and we mean business when it comes to our lives. Okay, because everybody's lives is at a standstill with over 3 point something million people on unemployment. Okay, is at a complete standstill. Okay, so right now, I want to go to. I'm at the CDC. So I want you guys to see this. Okay, this is if you want your information, you have to go to where the information is at. And right now, we're going to look at this CDC right here because again, we need to understand. And again, some people may be dumb about the situation and they may be playing about the situation, but again, people are dying from the situation. Okay, it's not nothing to play with. If you're going to be serious about it, be serious about it. Okay, and then when you are infected with it, okay, just like we are affected about it, you won't want nobody to be putting information out there, lying to people about stuff that is not even true. So we got to be sensitive when it comes to this disease because, again, we don't know. Me, you, we don't know. We go out in society, we touch something that we might get it. We don't know. We do not know. But in the same way, while we're affected by this, we're going to continue to protect ourselves and our loved ones, okay? And we're going to continue to do everything we could possibly do to fight this, okay? And if we can't fight this, we can at least try to control it, okay? So we can get back to our everyday living. And that is being next to our loved one in society, going to the basketball games, going to the football games, the arenas, going to Broadway plays, going to the talk shows, okay? So we can get back to our daily life because this is putting a damper and a dam to a lot of people's lives. And if it hasn't affected you, now it will affect you because, again, people are losing their jobs. You can't go anywhere. You can't go outside. And then, again, the United States is just one out of the countries. Some countries, you can't even go outside. Some countries, you're getting arrested. You're going to jail. You're getting tickets. And in some countries, they close all their non-essential businesses, meaning that all non-essential people need to stay home. Like there ain't no pharmacies. There isn't any grocery stores open. And then once that happens, we're definitely screwed. We're definitely screwed. And then if you look at it, we're at the last Saturday of this month, okay? You got next month coming. You got the first of the month. People are going to get their checks. People are going the Social Security checks. They're going to get their regular checks, okay, from their jobs. They need food. Right now, the way the stores are doing it, they have people lined out outside. And you can only have 6 people or 5 people in the store, which those businesses and supermarkets wasn't able or wasn't created to run like that. It just wasn't. We weren't created to have lines outside, maybe lines inside, but lines outside. We weren't created like that. This country was not based off of that. Okay, it was based off of being in these businesses, going to work, and living our best life. Okay, so according to the CDC, COVID-19, how to protect yourself, and if you are sick, what you need to know. They give you the symptoms, older adult medical conditions, and preparing your family. Resources in the community as traveling, business, schools, organizations, faith organizations. This is the latest information as of the 27th, Friday, in the United States. And we can see that majority of these states, with more like the red, are heavily populated. Heavily contaminated with the COVID-19. And we can see Texas, Florida, we got Georgia, we got New York, New Jersey, we got Illinois, we got Florida, we got Washington, Nebraska. This majority of these states are definitely seeing the brink of the infection. Okay, and I know that a lot of states were asking for ventilators. Now, this is the big story that I'm hearing on the news, where they're saying that some states are battling with other states as far as these ventilators. But before we go to the ventilators, here are some more information when it comes to the cases. So as we see the color, they have more than 5,000 or more. And this is more here with 100,000 to 5,000. And then as the color goes down, you can see. So if you guys want this information, you guys can go to the CDC and you will find the coronavirus and COVID-19. But I just wanted to bring it up here so we can get familiarized yet again to what we're dealing with. Okay? And how they say social distancing is something that we must practice doing. And then again, ladies and gentlemen, it's like we do the social distancing, and then again, like when it's all over, some people are now being traumatized by this. People are now being traumatized by this. I know kids are like in their homes, they can't go to the playground, they can't go to school because they're isolated in their homes. They weren't meant to be isolated in their homes. They were meant to be out in society, go to school, learn, go to the playground, go to the games, but they can't because they're gonna be around people. And it'll be impossible to open up the Lakers, what is it, the LA Lakers Coliseum and have everybody six feet or six feet distance, social distancing from each other. So can we have the games? Hey, that should be good. If anything, can they sanitize their areas, right? Sanitize their areas. I just came up with an idea. If anything, if they do go back to opening up all the Broadways and talk shows and all this, if anything, can we still have these shows and everybody just practicing, doing the whole social distancing, 6 feet? You may not have a big audience, but we will still see our live broadcasts. Because right now there ain't nothing on TV but the news. And the news is definitely telling us this stuff that we're hearing every single day. You understand? And it's like everybody getting tired of that. Everybody is now being traumatized. We could be possibly suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Maybe we may be suffering from that because ain't nobody was made to be in their homes. And then, this is another thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just explain this to you. A lot of people can't or don't even have the desire or the luxuries that people could enjoy in their homes. I know people say, oh, stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home. But you got people who can't stay home, okay? Because when you are in your home and you have neighbors disrespecting you with their loud music over top of them or stomping over top of you and doing all types of things and you telling them to stay in their home, people don't want to stay in their home. They want to go out and get some fresh air. Okay, so they may not have the PS4 or the PS5 or the Xbox One or all this glamorous stuff. They may not have that. Okay, some people may not have televisions. Some people may not have computers. Okay, and you tell them to stay home in their homes. But sometimes you can't lock down everybody. You can't lock down everybody. People are going to go outside and they're going to get a breath of fresh air. It is what it is. Like it's raining right now. But people are still outside. You can't tell people they can't go out in society. How is that going to stop? Okay, let me rephrase this. You put people on quarantine, either they self-quarantine or they mandate quarantine. United States is on a 15-day quarantine, which will be up on Monday, okay, according to what the government has put out, okay? People are out there walking their dogs, running, and being next to each other, but you're telling them to practice social distancing. And then, again, some people are saying, oh, people shouldn't go outside, period, because it's airborne. It's not airborne. You're not going to get it through the air. So stop telling people that. I hate that. I hate when people tell people that. It's not true. Stop telling people that. So you could go outside But again, if you go to walk your dog, exercise, people need to exercise. The gyms are closed. Where else we going to exercise? We don't have exercise equipment in our homes. Maybe you have all these top other people, the high class people. Yeah, they may have this big. Oh yeah, and I love Dr. Heavily home. Dr. Heavily, you got a nice home. You got a nice home. Dr. Heavily from Married to Medicine, you got a nice home. Okay, so with that home, or with majority of the homes, a lot of people don't have exercise equipment. They don't have saunas and pools and all this other stuff. They don't have that. So when people say, "Oh, stay in your home," and you got all these people doing videos from their home, and they say people don't have that luxury you have that for them to stay at home. They really don't. People who are in subsidized housing or the projects and stuff, some of them don't have heat, hot water, or they're dealing with the whole lead, or their homes is just not, their apartments is just not what it is. And you want them to stay in there? Absolutely not. People want to go outside and they want to get a breath of fresh air of what God has made for us humans. That's part of our life. So when we go outside, yes, sanitize your hands, wash your hands. This is something that we should have been practicing or should have been doing way before the coronavirus ever stepped foot in the doors of the United States. We should have been doing that. But again, it's like, just like jail, we have to be told what to do. Some people like to go to jail because they are like to be told what to do. So when the government tells you what to do, people do it. When all these people tell you that misleading information, it starts to get into your brain, and then people start to believe that. But right here on the Omega Studio News and Talk Show T Show, I'm going to tell you the truth. And we need to each one teach one. That's what the Serenity Prayer says. Each one teach one. Teach your neighbor. Teach your friend. Teach somebody. But teach them the correct information. And then if it's not the correct information and you don't know it, go and search for it so you can get that right information so you can give it to them. So they will be informed. So they can go and teach someone else. But if you're teaching someone information that's not true, and they go back and tell someone, and that's not true, they're going to look at them like, who told you that? Oh, she said that. He said that. No, we're going to go here. We're going to go to the source. We're going to go to the receipts. Isn't that what they say, the receipts? You need receipts? Okay. So, again, the CDC says this on the healthcare. And if you guys want to get information, receive emails to the CDC, you guys can put your email in here and submit it, and you will get all information, updated information for COVID-19. Okay? All right. So my next, I want to go here. Let me see. What story is this? Okay, we did. Okay, so this is another story that's on social media. We're going to take you to this right now. So let's see. This is a story that this is kind of interesting because they were saying that some of the celebrities are embracing their gray hair while they are on quarantine. I mean, I have gray hair, I mean, I like it. It kind of brings out me, but I'm really not liking the fact that my beard is not growing the way it's supposed to, and I have not cut my beard for so long. So yes, I want to take you to this story here. So yeah, these are some of the faces that are enjoying the quarantine, but enjoying their gray hair. So let's go back to this. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to take you to this. This is just 5 people who are enjoying their gray according to Social Media Network. Okay, and we're going to start with Kevin Hart. Okay, so yeah, look at Kevin Hart. Yes. Okay, so he's one of the people who are embracing his gray hair. Okay, so the actor revealed his gray hair in an Instagram post. Okay, that's Kevin Hart. And then you see Kelly Ripa, morning talk show. She says she has gray hair right there. And then we see the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. She says she has gray hair. That doesn't look like gray hair. It looks like a mattress. Hey, Tamara from Sister Sister. She says she has gray hair, but what her gray hair? Oh, I think I see it right there. Okay. And then we see who else is next? That's a housewife actor. She has gray hair. I see a lot of gray hair right there. So yeah, so these are just some of the actors and actresses who are embracing their gray hair uh, in this time. So at this time, I do want to say birthday shout outs. Happy birthday to Jerome Wagner, aka Happy. His birthday is today. Happy birthday to you, boo, and many, many more. Okay. And Tamakwa Pierce, her birthday is today. Happy birthday to you, boo, and many, many more. My former coworker. Actually, Tamakwa, I mean, it's just, I don't even know where to start from with her. I can tell you that this lady, real quick, her birthday is happy birthday to you, Tamakwa Tammy, former co-worker. Now, I want to say this. When I started out with the organization that Tamakwa Tammy, I'm gonna just say Tammy, worked for, she definitely when I seen her, it was definitely a testimony because everything that this lady has done, she did it where you can see it. It shined all on her, like you can just see it. A very very powerful woman, and you know, when I started out with this organization, I was a peer, then I was a consultant, working on a team, going out to Rikers Island and, you know, dealing with the reentry program, you know, dealing with other people and working with Tammy. And not only Tammy being a worker, but also being a teacher as well. I can say this lady is amazing, 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 amazing. You just don't find amazing people like Tammy. So I do want to say to Tamako Pierce, happy birthday and many, many more. A blessing. Today is your birthday. Okay, happy born day. Okay, and to Jerome, aka Happy, I do want to say happy birthday to you. I met him through Project Wow. We go way back. Okay, many, many more for you. Okay, on this day, this last Saturday in the month of March. And then we had other previous birthdays. Dorothy, my cousin, uh, Jerome, John Jerome Dunlap, Richard, my cousin. And then we have Tanya Goodwin, birthday, who passed on the other day. Her birthday was, I think, the 25th. But yeah, I met LaTanya, through church, through the Greater Little Rock Missionary Baptist Church years ago, like years ago. Still friends on social media. My cousins. Okay, so happy birthday to all you guys. All right. So yeah. All right. So moving right along. All right. So I know people were saying that, you know, kids are going to school to pick up their lunch, and they're saying that if they're saying social distancing and they're saying the schools are open Monday to Friday for them to pick up 3 meals for their schools, from their schools, breakfast, brunch, and lunch. I think that's what it is. They can do that. We do know that over 200,000 people, 200,000 kids has picked up lunch and counting. But people say that they should just discontinue it. I don't know why they should discontinue it. I think that if they continue to practice the social distancing for the kids need food. Kids don't have food in their home. So if they have a source, that's just like saying if you go to church and they have pantry and you go out there and pick up the pantry, your family needs the pantry. These kids need food. Some kids don't even have food in their homes, let alone they got kids paying for lunch, which I totally disagree with. No kid in the United States of America should be paying for lunch. That's number one. Okay? If you're in school for 8 hours, you should be able to eat for free. Okay? So no kid shouldn't have to be paying for lunch, and no kid in the United States should be starving. Like, that's a no-no. So I don't think you should discontinue giving kids lunch and breakfast and brunch at their local school. Because some kids, if you took that away, just because you're in your home, your luxury home, and your kids have food to eat and they're not on welfare or low income, then yeah, it may not work for you because it may not apply for you because you have all these essentials for your kids. But for those who don't, this service is very critical for them and they want to eat and they need to eat. So these kids should continue to go to school and get their lunch, their breakfast, and their brunch because it's very important to the nutrition of our kids here in the United States of America. You should never take any food away from our kids. These are our future, okay? And I don't want to get emotional for this because I definitely don't. I normally get emotion when I talk about the kids and food and how they shouldn't be starving or homeless in the United States of America. Okay, so to discontinue the program for kids to get food, absolutely not. Continue it because our kids need to eat. They're hungry. Okay, so I believe in this time, bad enough they running their mamas and fathers crazy by being home. Okay, but they need to eat. So the schools, yes, kudos to the schools, the public schools for giving the breakfast, lunch, and brunch to our kids because it's very important, not to the families, not just for the families, but for the kids themselves so they can have a hot meal to eat Monday through Friday. So special thanks to them. And again, I don't think they should discontinue stopping the kids from school. I mean, eating food from the school in the United States. If they are going out there to go get their food and to come home, then let them do that, okay? Because they need to eat. My thing is this. Did they even start the remote learning in New York? Because I know they said that they were starting remote learning in New York and that the kids are going to be homeschooled through VI satellite through the pads. Because right now, we don't know if the schools are going to continue to be closed until the end of the school year. Because we already know that the schools are planning on opening in April 20th for New York. But the way the mayor and the governor are saying that the numbers are continuing to stagnate and go higher, then I don't even think so. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I really don't. You understand? And I do know that, again, people are still filing unemployment. There's a good thing and there's a bad thing about this. The good thing is that people didn't understand, the companies are not understanding that if you lay off your workers, that's going to be bad for you because all this money that they just passed is going to go to your business only if you have these employees. But if you laid off your employees, you're not going to get the money you're supposed to get because you have no employers. And that is going to be bad because now it's still going to increase the unemployment, which we're over 3.3 million. And the good part about this is that there's going to be so many jobs available. And now people are not going to be coming to work. People are not going to be wanting to go out in society because of the coronavirus. But jobs are still available because now jobs, like for Amazon is hiring. Amazon is hiring. They're hiring because people are now turning to the online world, and the online world is the demand for deliveries has skyrocketed. So they're looking for people who have driver's license to go out there and deliver either food, products to people who are isolated or who are in their homes. So kudos to FedEx, kudos to UPS, kudos to Amazon, kudos to our United States Parcel Service, kudos to all delivery services for making it happen out there in this time of need, because you guys are definitely at the front line with our healthcare workers who are definitely getting our packages out there to us. So thank you guys for it, because if they stop those services, then people will definitely be pissed. They will definitely say, okay, well, the economy definitely not gonna run if they stop our delivery services. Okay, because we can't pick it up because the place is closed. So we count on our men and women to deliver our stuff, just like we count on our men and women to be at the front line of the healthcare. Okay? Okay. So, yes, what is this? Okay, so yes, so this is where they had said that they were saying that the president said he is considering quarantine in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. That's what social media is saying right here, right now. Okay, so these are live updates that is coming into the Omega Studio News social media right here as we see. They're saying that the United States, the President of the United States is the United States now leads the world with over 100,000 cases, COVID cases, overtaking China, Italy, and over 1,800 deaths. And President Trump says he was considering a quarantine of New York and New Jersey. Okay? Look at this. Spain says all non-essential workers must stay at home to beat the virus. So, according to this, Spain Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced on Saturday that all non-essential workers must stay at home for 2 weeks, adding that workers will receive their usual salaries but will have to make up lost hours at a later date. The measure is set to run March 30th to April 9th. So it's set to start on Sunday and go all the way until the 9th, which happened to be my brother's birthday. Okay? And that is on a Thursday. So for 2 weeks, actually not, 1 week and 3 days. Okay, so we see that they're saying that Italy death toll crossed 10,000. Okay, so they're now saying that the country world topping coronavirus death tolls shot past 10,000 on Saturday and showed few signs of slowing down. And my thing, ladies and gentlemen, if we see numbers like this coming from out of another different part of the country, and we're here in the United States, then we're not going to be looking at no lower numbers anytime soon. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to just continue to take you back to this because, again, let me see. Because, again, I believe it's very, very important that we follow this and we look at this. Again, let me just go to this real quick. The Johns Hopkins again. I do want to show y'all this again because I missed something on here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with the numbers still going up, and we just see that the numbers has continued to go up. Again, we are now at 116,505 cases. Now, I read a post that someone was saying that we always talk about the deaths and the case infection, but nobody's not talking about the recovery. Well, if we look at the recovery, we see around the world there's 137,319 people. Now, if you go to the United States, let's look at this. The United States is at 921. We're nowhere near 116,000. And then I don't even think that without a cure or a vaccine, this recovery number is coming from people who are recovering, who are home. It is exactly what it says. They're not recovering from medicine that is going to take this up. They're recovering because the symptoms that they had is going down. It's not like the symptoms are higher to the point where they have succumbed to this. Okay, because we're already seeing the death toll. Okay, hold on. Let me just go back. The death toll is already at 1,925. So we look at the 921 under the 116 or 505. These people are not recovering from medicine that is going to be preventing this from happening again. This is people who are recovering because they stayed home, they ate chicken noodle soup, they took their temperature, they followed the orders by staying away from people, sanitizing stuff, washing stuff, probably taking a little Advil, Motrin, Tylenol, cough syrup. That's how they are recovering. They're not recovering from a vaccine, and they're not recovering from a cure. So if the medical people want to take the information from China and the statistics and data, let's go back here. If they want to take the statistics and data, we need to know and 75,100 people under 81,999, which is short of almost 6,000 more people that needs to be, you understand what I'm saying, people? With 6,000 more people are on their way of being cured, then, not cured, recovery, they need to know what China did to get their numbers almost double completely to the 81,999. Because they are 75,100, as we see right here. So what did they do? And how are they doing it? Because again, the United States, we had 921 with the first airline at 116,505. So if you want to look at data from them, administration, then I think that's what you need to be looking at, because you got to find out what they have that is recovering, making these people recover so fast. Because again, that is majority of half of what was already confirmed, 81,999. Now again, why are we seeing these numbers? Because again, no one informed the United States until, I say until March. What y'all say? Did I say in March? That's when we was informed about March. But again, we seen that paper and they said that they were just over 100 cases in the United States with 1,000 and some cases in China, and that they were looking for a vaccine. Let me tell you something. The administration said that China should have told them about this a long time ago. My thing is this, and I ain't gonna get into all this. I ain't gonna get into all that and this and that and what was there and what was that. The receipts is the data that's out there. Okay? My thing is this. The reason this is my opinion. Here on the Omega Studio News and Talk Show T, this is my opinion. The only reason why we're seeing high numbers of it because no one told us. No one said anything. And they let these people travel back and forth, touching surfaces and doing all this and doing all that because it's invisible and ain't nobody say anything. And that's why we're seeing alarm ratings in the United States. This is my opinion for Talk Show T and the Omega Studio News. This is just my opinion. And since we don't see the virus and it's there, nobody warned us. So with all this social distancing, this is something that we're just now practicing now. When they said that this was way out when the Black Plague was out, the Black Death, I was reading about something, but no, seriously. We were just now doing it now. And then for them to say that they're going to open up the economy sometime before Easter, we are already, Easter is like right around the corner, okay? And right now, we're now seeing more rates than we could ever imagine with the cases. And then now they're talking about April and May is going to be even worse. If we're already seeing these numbers right here in the United States. The United States jumped from 10, because I remember we was down, if you can go back to when I first looked at the Johns Hopkins resource right here, when I first looked this up on just like almost like the debt clock. When the debt clock was the clock before, and then now they changed it, it was there then, and then now it's different. If we looked at these numbers on this side, the United States was all the way down here. Like we were all the way down here. And then now we skyrocket to the US. I mean to number one. We went to number one. Okay. So again, we're at number one. And again, I really hope and pray that these numbers can get under control very, very fast, and that everybody can return back to society. Okay? Because right now, we weren't born to do this. We weren't born to live in isolation. We weren't born to do this. I'm just saying. Okay? So with that being said, I don't really want to be touching this because with these touch screens, I don't like to. Usually, I don't want to mess up, the screen. So when you're touching this, it's like I gotta wash it off, and it's just once when you touch it, and then the screen becomes dirty, and then you try to go ahead and do it, and then you gotta clean up and stuff. It's like it's just really bad. Okay, so let me see. All right, so we'll just go here. All right, so now let me just cut this off. All right. So my next story. All right. So now I know that a lot of people receive WS. Yes. Okay, I got you. Okay. Okay. So I did announce that the session was suspended until further notice. Oh my God, I know. Like, I was looking forward to seeing Kelly Harris, but she wasn't on the air on Monday because unfortunately there is no balls going on. So she was unable to go up there, and I think that's the only reason why she goes live is because she talks about the balls and stuff. But yeah, I didn't see Kelly Mizrahi. I haven't seen him. I'm here for the. Okay. So the next story would be going to my Maddie Mob News. And again, let me just go here because I want to show you guys this. Okay, so for those who love Maddie Mob, for those who love T.S. Madison has a show that she does in the morning. And I can tell you that this show that she does, it is, let's see, right here. Okay. This is the show that Madison does. It's the Maddie in the Morning show. Okay. And I like it. I like that Madison has the show going on. And this show here is, unfortunately, it's not going to be with us. It's not going to be here for so long with us because she said that this show is only here during the quarantine time. So for our Maddie Mob lovers, I hope you guys tune into this. This show is amazing. I like it. I think it should continue way after the quarantine because, with everything being said, T.S. Madison, which we all love, she is a person who, when she creates something, She always, put her best into it, and she puts everything into it so she can put this content out for us with, Maddie in the morning, and we see we have the unapologetic, we have Bish Let's Dish, we have Beyond the Bench, we have okay, this is an ad. That's the first time I've seen it. Okay, we have Beyond the Bench. We have the Queen Supreme Court. The only reason why the Queen Supreme Court is not in session is because the whole social distancing thing. That's what she said. So in the meantime, T.S. Madison is going to be doing the whole Maddie in the morning. And it's usually done with Chi-Chi, but Chi-Chi wasn't there. And then we see Craig, the Sword, the Writer. But it's been very, very controversial when it comes to the show, because sometimes people, I think on the last show or the show before that, someone was talking about something, she addressed it, and then, we have this show today, which, she was talking about a post that somebody had posted where they had said that if they had a choice with the ventilator, they would choose the baby mama. The baby mama would choose the father over her child. So that was the discussion that was on the Good Morning Maddie. Okay, so morning Maddie in the morning. That's what it is. Maddie in the morning. I'm getting so confused with that whole logo thing, because if you notice that logo sign thing, if you all notice that's the color of the Good Morning America. And I was about to say Good Morning America, but I had to catch it. It is Maddie in the morning. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so with Maddie in the morning, it's like you guys can tune in. She does it Monday or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, and this is her show that she's doing, and this is only until the quarantine is out. Okay, so if you want to check her show out, you guys can go on YouTube, or you can go on Facebook, and you can check out Maddie in the morning. Okay, so again, this was today's show this morning. It was a little bit late, but we already know Colorful Tom. Okay, so again, Madison is doing this. Now, again, I don't know when the Queen Supreme Court is going to return. I'm not really sure. We didn't see Bish Let's Dish. She said Bish Let's Dish wasn't happening because, the people are going to start talking when they start seeing her rubbing all up on Bay, who is David K. Price, and they all in the kitchen, and they rubbing up on us, and they don't want to see that. So Bish Let's Dish probably may have been suspended until further notice. Beyond the Bench, we haven't really seen anything for Beyond the Bench. But again, I wouldn't be expecting none of this stuff temporarily being suspended. I would see it being temporarily suspended because they are we are definitely in this crisis right now. So, with that being said, we're just gonna have to wait until regular broadcasting. Okay, because again, if you're watching Wendy Williams is not in her show. She's doing her thing from her home. Everybody's doing this whole social distancing. I really hope that this is not the new norm, because again, I'm not equipped to be living like this. Like, seriously. I'm just saying, I'm not equipped to live like this. Okay, so again, Madison in the morning with Maddie in the morning. We did see that there was a couple of people. We did see Craig, the Stewart, the writer, on there, who let me see. Okay, we do see Craig Stewart, the writer, and I think at one point she was kind of upset because Craig was outside around other people, and it's like, you're supposed to be social distancing yourself. If you're social distancing, they're saying that don't go outside and stuff. But again, people should be able to go outside to get exercise, because again, the gyms are closed. You can't really go anywhere. People don't really have the luxury in their homes. So again, this is Craig the Stewart, the writer, along with T.S. Madison in the morning, Maddie in the morning. So for all my Maddie mob out there who follow T.S. Madison, you guys can tune into our show. Again, it's on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 11 o'clock. And if it's late coming on, then it's because of colorful time. Okay? So you guys can tune in, again, right on Facebook or right on YouTube. Okay? Thank you very much. All right. So that was Maddie Mob News. Okay? At this time, I will take you over to what we call the stock market debt clock for the Omega Studio News. I know people are saying, I know. I just seen it pop up. People were asking me about the Kobe Bryant. Yes, I will be back with the Kobe Bryant. I haven't been away for 2 weeks, but we're still on. It's still Kobe Bryant Sunday. Okay, Sunday and Kobe Bryant Day. All right. Now that we see the numbers, this is the debt clock according to usdebtclock.org. This is the Omega Studio News stock market. This is where we take the time to look at the numbers on the chart, which they are definitely making its approach. And after the president of the United States has passed the 2 trillion, well, we should say 6 trillion because there is more money than we could ever imagine in there. And he also said that he never signed anything with a T on it. We will see that these numbers, if anything, probably have already gone up, if anything. But as I noticed, and as I told you guys before, that the number that will appear from the 2 trillion will come from our national debt. It will come right from here. Because right now we are in the hole at 76,864,878,000,000 and counting. But the U.S. national debt is at 23,688,444,000,000 and counting. Okay, and this is our population, again, with our living in poverty. But look at the unemployment, guys. It's now at 5,757,000. But actual unemployment is at 11,501. 5,001. 11 million people are unemployed. On top of our full-time workers, people are still full-time and people are still part-time. Right? Then we see the IRS. And then we see our GDP, which is continuing to still. Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm now just looking at something. Wait a minute. Hold up. Do y'all see this? We're now losing money. Wait, hold on. I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up for a minute. Because I think in my other videos that I showed, I thought this number was adding on money. I thought it was adding on money. Our U.S. gross domestic product. I thought it was adding on money. Ladies and gentlemen, it's taken away. Hold on. Wait. Because I need to know this. Okay. Huh? Wait. Okay. Wait. They're losing money. The U.S. federal tax revenues is losing money. And our GDP, we losing. I thought that this number, I thought the IRS was gaining the numbers and we're losing money. Okay, hold on. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second, everybody. Just give me 1 second. I just need to do something real quick. Oh, you gotta go off. Hold on. I just need to look at this for a minute. Because I'm confused now. Because when I looked at this before, it was the numbers was going away. I mean, the numbers was adding on. But right now, when we look at this, the numbers are they're decreasing. I thought these numbers was increasing. So let me just look at this real quick because I'm confused now. Or maybe since they changed the debt clock, you know, it could have changed. So just let me take a look at one of my old videos real quick. And I want to go and I want to look at this and see how this debt clock was back when I started this because let me see. Because this is unbelievable. Okay, I started this 1 month ago. I did this. Let me see. I think I did this on here. I want to see if the debt clock is on here. Because if that's the case, I want to see these numbers. Nope, I didn't have the debt clock on there. Let me see if I had the debt clock on this one. Because I'm confused now. I mean, I'm not confused, but I'm just like, was those numbers increasing in debt? Because I'm trying to see, since they passed this money thing, now that our numbers are now decreasing now. We're losing money now. Hold on, let me see. I need to start. Okay, hold on. Let me see right here. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me just bring myself up on the chart. Just let me hold out on this. Let me just bring myself on the chart and show you guys what I'm talking about. If y'all can see this. Let's see. Let me see. Because this video here, now y'all see. This is my last video. This is my video. And closely, if you look at these numbers, let me see if these numbers, are we losing money or we're gaining it? Let me see. No, ladies and gentlemen, those numbers are increasing. So now we're losing money. Look, don't you see right there? 8, 9. No, ma'am. No. See how 45, 48, 49, 50, 54. Now when you look at the debt clock now, we're losing. We're losing money. I think this is where that money is coming from. The IRS, they're losing money. This is the first time that I've seen this here on the debt clock. Do y'all see this, ladies and gentlemen? Technically, now we are losing money according to the debt clock. The IRS and the U.S. gross the GDP, we are losing money. And I think that I think I know where that's coming from. It's coming from that 2 trillion, let alone six trillion. So eventually, this will be down under 6. So eventually, if I'm not mistaken, if the money is coming from the GDP at 21 trillion, we are going to see probably in the next couple of days, as I continue to show this, we might be in 13 trillion in here. We're losing money where they should be receiving money. Receiving money. Look, even in the local revenues, they're losing money. The state losing money. So with this, we are at, hold on, let me see if I can see these numbers. So here at the state revenues, we're at 2 trillion. Oh, 2 trillion 20. So maybe they have now started distributing this money. It was already signed by the president. Listen, look, ladies and gentlemen, look right here. The debt clock is now showing us right now that they are now distributing the money that was passed by the government under that $2 trillion stimulus. Because we see now that the IRS is now losing money. We're losing money. But look at the state debt. Maybe that's what they were saying when they were saying that was a good thing. No, Kareem. So let me show you how. So the red. So technically, if we look at this, right? The IRS that we see here in green was once gray. Was once like this, and then it became green. But eventually, if that happens, if this continues to happen, it will be red. That's what I'm seeing right here, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing this right here, right now. The U.S. debt clock, we are now losing money. And it don't look like the IRS has that much money in it, because they're under 3 trillion. 3 trillion, 422 billion, 41 million. So if he just passed a 2 trillion, they ain't gonna have any money. Because we see our GDP is being spent. And those checks that we're gonna get, the bailouts or the for the businesses, 50 billion, 20 billion, million, is all coming from out of our GDP. Oh my God. Wow. If you guys want to look at this, this is the debt clock. The debt clock right on usdebtclock.org. I just learned something right here on my own show. That, those numbers were increasing, like they were getting money. But now, since they passed that stimulus, they're now losing money. We just looked at it right there. Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, again, people need to get paid, and they're losing their jobs, and they don't have any money, and they don't have any way of getting money until, because they can't go back to work because stuff is closed and everything. It's very unfortunate that our country is going through this right now. So we definitely have to try to at least get back to business. I mean, I don't know about April, but I don't know. Maybe they should adopt something different. Like I already said before earlier in the show, that with some of these places that are closing, they should clean them. Have some employees go in. The owners need to go in there, clean them, clean these schools, clean the libraries, clean all these businesses that are closed. So when it reopens, then people could start to see, practice the whole, I guess, social distancing and sanitizing. You got to give people gloves or whatever. Like try to change that. But again, I don't think that by separating ourselves, something that we haven't really done in so long, because I did read about that we did this like years ago. That this is going to help. I mean, we're going to continue to see these numbers rise, increase. Like I said, I went on the John Hopkins and I seen that it was just low numbers, and then after that it was just short numbers, and then numbers just increased and everything. So yes, unfortunately. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to take the time out to say thank you for tuning in right here on the Omega Studio News and Talk Show T. Shout out to those who are here. Shout out to those who are on their way. Ladies and gentlemen, just continue to be safe and continue to protect you and protect your family from this deadly disease. Because again, we with everything happening, nowadays, it's like we definitely we would definitely need to protect ourselves, protect our family, protect everybody, because in the end, where all these cases are popping up, it's like we never know, we'll never know where this stuff is coming from, but because it's invisible, we can't see it. Okay, we can't see it, and we definitely we could stop it by doing social distancing, and I think everybody is doing a great job. For those who are practicing social distance, kudos to you. Those who are following the rules and regulations, kudos to you. Continue to wash your hands, continue to sanitize your hands, continue to do all the things that you need to do to protect yourself and your family members. Okay, so at this time, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this Omega Studio News and Talk Show T special report. I'm Kareem Clemons. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Again, have a good one and be safe. Bye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.